A big mystery to The Force Awakens was how did Rey beat Kylo Ren? With all the given information, Kylo Ren should have been easily able to defeat Rey. If the battle lasted longer than 5 seconds, it would have been because Kylo was toying with her. They even acknowledged this in The Last Jedi. At that point, Rey hasn't even picked up a lightsaber, a girl that has never touched a lightsaber in her life. None of it makes sense, but of course, Disney wanted Rey to be the most powerful Jedi in existence, so what they did was make her powerful before she has even trained with a lightsaber. They address this in The Mandalorian as well. Luke says, "Talent without training is nothing," referencing Rey and meaning Rey should not have been able to even stand a chance against Kylo. But Disney just made her more powerful than a literal Skywalker, with spending his whole life training. Yes, she's a Palpatine, but they didn't have that plan during The Force Awakens. She was actually meant to be a Kenobi at that point. And even in the comics, Ben was the most powerful Jedi, or Padawan, out of Luke's temple. He was able to defeat 3 Jedi by himself, and even one of those Jedi could be able to easily defeat Rey. So why was Kylo's powers literally cut down to a quarter of his peak? When we have no real evidence of how Rey actually beat Kylo Ren, I do have a few theories which I think are pretty good for this scenario. So, as I was saying, looking into the comics, Ben was at his peak during his fall to the dark side. He was able to kill 3 Jedi. If you take one of those Jedi and they fight Rey, Rey wouldn't have a chance at all. So how did Kylo's powers cut in half and in half again? Well, in the comics, while he was still a Jedi, strong in the Force and the light side, he was very powerful. But one thing was that he was very impatient. Like Anakin before him, his powers were escalating quickly, and he was surpassing his Jedi acquaintances by 1 to 1,000. He became very impatient and wanted to actually learn more in the Force rather than staying behind with his classmates. In the sequels, more in The Force Awakens as well as in The Last Jedi, but not so much in The Rise of Skywalker. But in episodes 7 and 8, he had anger problems. Kylo Ren was frustrated easily, which I think blurred his vision and blurred his way through the Force and blurred his mind, so he couldn't really think as well as he used to when he was a Jedi in Luke's temple. My first theory is that because he fell to the dark side, and maybe this has a little to do with Snoke blurring his vision, but as a Jedi, he was just more powerful. So as a result, to turning to the dark side, in lightsaber duels, he wasn't able to concentrate and his powers decreased and just became weaker through the Force altogether. I think this is probably the most accurate version or theory of why Rey beat him when she never even touched a lightsaber before. Because in The Rise of Skywalker as well, after turning back to the light side, he became more powerful. He was able to actually focus. My second theory that I think is also very reasonable is the Force Dyad. Recently, a book called Secrets of the Sith released, and one page explains the Force Dyad. It's basically Disney's way of fixing all the made-up things in The Rise of Skywalker, like Force Heal and their lightsabers traveling to each other through the Force, and they come up with one big excuse to get fans off their back, which we were, but now we're mad even more. It's crazy how direct they are, referencing everything they made up, trying to make it canon. It's honestly BS, but anyway, I think the Force Dyad is why Rey was able to beat Kylo Ren. I don't completely know and understand how the Force Dyad works, but I think before they even met, it was their destiny to have this unbreakable link, or love, as the book puts, before they actually loved each other. I think what the Force Dyad did was balance their powers out in The Force Awakens, because even if Kylo was blocked by the dark side, he still probably had some skill enough to beat Rey. That's why she was able to pull the lightsaber through the Force stronger than he did, because the Force Dyad was transferring his powers to her. So it balanced their powers out, and that's why Rey was able to beat him. This, as well as the combination that Kylo Ren is actually blurred by the dark side, or Snoke, makes him weaker than Rey, giving her the advantage. I really think either two of these theories are correct. It could be both of them, like I'm saying, balancing the Force between them, and as well as Kylo getting blurred by the dark side. There are so many other mysteries in the sequels that Disney has yet to explain, but I hope I could maybe do that for you guys, and I'm very proud of how my theory and this video turned out.